Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. A happy Cinco de Mayo. So today the World Health Organization finally ends its declaration of emergency for COVID-19. It's Cinco de Mayo, and it made me think about our last COVID-free Cinco de Mayo back in 2019. And coincidentally, I distinctly remember that time because I had a girlfriend and I spent the day with her, and I was mourning the loss of my single life. I really enjoyed being single. I know it sounds weird when I was so heavily involved in a relationship, but you got to remember, just 9 years before that, I had a very toxic relationship that I got out of, and I really fell in love with being single. And it was very hard to shake something off after 9 years. So I gave the idea of my single life coming to an end a nickname. I called it the Single Life Grand Finale because of Cassini Grand Finale, right? After a 9-year mission of being single, it's all going to blow up, right? So I called it the Single Life Grand Finale. I think I might have even coined the term exactly 4 years ago today, because that was a very pivotal point in our relationship, that Cinco de Mayo, if I remember correctly. And, after I got out of that toxic relationship 9 years earlier, I was 23 years old, and I asked God, if I ever got into a relationship that was not worthwhile, to do something to cause us to break up. I asked God for that. And he answered the prayer 10 years later by keeping the two of us 6 feet apart from each other. And we really enjoyed our time 6 feet away from each other. I got to move out here to Phoenix. Well, I was in Wallace, Idaho for some time. And I also fell in love with, chemical element number 83 on the periodic table. And I actually do think of my relationship between bismuth as a romantic one. I know it sounds strange, but I would say the relationship with bismuth and also the relationship with writing computer games, those were actual romantic relationships, believe it or not. I also took up bowling during this time. I wouldn't call that a romantic relationship, but a close friend. And here we are 4 years later. I'm probably going to be returning to the dating scene. It tends to come in waves. Ever since I broke up with the girl 13 years ago now, I've had waves of dating and waves of being single since then. If I could tell myself anything, for my former 4 years ago self, anything, it would be that your best days are not over yet. Even though COVID-19 is coming, your best days are yet to come.